The prosecutor is about to make her argument to bind the matter over, and your attorney's going to argue the other way. Would you like an opportunity?
Yeah, I'd like to fire my attorney and represent myself for the rest of this case, please, because he hasn't done anything that I've asked him. I sent him a whole paper of questions to ask her and asked him to come see me before this court date. He hasn't. Paul Gibson's a dude, and he should not practice this profession because he's not doing anything for.
All right, well, that went well.
Your Honor, I have reason to believe that the defendant is in the same apartment as the complaining witness right now, and I'm extremely scared for her safety. And the fact that she's looking off to the side and he's moving around, I want some confirmation that she is safe before we continue.
Mr. Harris, where are you?
703 East Lafayette, Your Honor.
All right, I want you to walk out to the front of the house, show me the house number on the house.
Why? I don't even think this phone has the charge for that, sir. I'm at like 2% right now. I'm hooked up to this wall charger right here.
Your Honor.
We're knocking at the door right now for Miss Lindsay.
What?
The police are at Miss Lindsay's apartment right now, knocking on the door.
All right. Ms. Lindsay, would you go answer the door?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
You take your phone with you so that I know you're okay.
Yes?
Your Honor, me and Mary both don't want the no contact. I asked that that be dropped. I'm sorry I lied to you. I knew the cops were outside. I don't know why I lied to
Mr.
you.
Harris, my advice is don't say anything else. Take the cigarette out of your mouth. The hearing is adjourned. Your bond is canceled. If you have $10 million, you can't bond out. In addition, the prosecutor is probably also going to charge you with obstruction of justice. It may be a situation of you and Mary want the bond conditions lifted, you want them lifted, she does not. We're serious as a heart attack. It's the first time I ever had anybody sitting in the next room potentially intimidating a witness and assault great bodily harm. All right, don't say any more about it. Your bond is canceled. You're digging your hole. You've hit bottom and you're continuing to dig. Officers are directed to take him into custody on a bond violation. Bond is canceled. We will reschedule this hearing for another date. Ms. Lindsay, the prosecutor's office will be in contact with you. Mary, can you hear me? We need you to... Mr. Harris? She can't see you. She's looking at a phone. I'm going to blank out your screen because you're playing the fool there. So you'll be able to hear it, but you'll be able to see it. Any further testimony, Ms. Davis? Kobe, I tried turning this back on, but you look like a scarecrow. I'm turning this off. This is a hearing with some decorum. Mr. Harris, if you could get the jail staff to unmute the microphone. Staff, could you help unmute the microphone? Well, I can no longer unmute it from my end. I used to be able to mute and unmute people from the other end. Hi, could you get somebody to unmute the mic in the Polycom room? He doesn't know how to do it. He's having a rough go with it.
Yeah, I'll radio and let them know.
All right, thanks. The defendants don't know how to unmute the microphone, and apparently they just left him there by himself. Would you like an opportunity?
Yeah, I'd like to fire my attorney and represent myself for the rest of this case, please, because he hasn't done anything that I've asked him. I sent him a whole paper of questions to ask her and asked him to come see me before this court date. He hasn't. Paul Gibson's a dude, and he should not practice this profession because he's not doing anything for.
All right, well, that went well. We'll address that further later. He's apparently dissatisfied. And he's got Mr. Gibson on his new case. Between March 2nd and today, Mr. Gibson, did you speak to the defendant?
Was that the last court date?
Yes.
Yes, I do believe that I spoke to the defendant, I believe, on Friday, March 5th, but I can't say for sure. I'd have to go through my notes, but from my recollection, I saw the defendant at the jail on that day.
All right, motions, Ms. Davis?
Thank you, Your Honor. People have asked that the court bind the defendant over on 3 felony counts, one being assault with intent to do great bodily harm, less than murder, regarding use of a crowbar against the complainant's face, the threat of knocking out her teeth or strangling her in some way with that, and her fear of having him kill her. I mean, on the 911 tape, I think it was very clear that she thought her boyfriend was going to kill her, and she was upset when she was making the statement. It was done immediately after the incident occurred. I believe that it was an unwanted touching by her, against her by him. We'd also ask for a felonious assault to be added for him threatening her with a jack, smashing it next to her head on the bed, and her fear that he was actually going to hit her with it. In addition, we'd ask for a domestic violence third offense, ask the court to take judicial notice of his 2 prior convictions for domestic violence, making this third one a felony in the state of Michigan, and the domestic violence being based on during the argument between her and him with their dating relationship. He poured water and raspberry vinaigrette, he slapped her and pinned her down on the bed, and he maybe inadvertently or purposefully poured some sort of a starter fluid or lighter fluid on her. Your Honor, I will ask the record.
The defendant has just vague